If you're not sure which course to attend for DORA EU Financial Regulation for Cybersecurity, then this video is for you. So, in this video, I'll show you what are the 3 most popular DORA courses, also how does this certification work when you attend the course, and how to choose the most appropriate training provider. And I'll also show you a comparison of your curriculum of these 3 courses from Advisera. So, after you watch this video, you'll have a much easier job to choose which course is the best fit for you. So, the 3 most popular DORA courses are DORA Foundations Course, DORA Internal Auditor Course, and DORA Lead Implementer Course. The purpose of DORA Foundations Course is to teach you the basics of this regulation and also these regulatory technical standards, and it is usually intended for beginners and mostly people like project team members, let's say mid-level managers in a company, sometimes senior management in the company are the ones to actually attend this kind of a course. And this course is usually 1 to 2 days, so it's not too long, and it does give you, on the other hand, very good coverage of DORA and related regulations. The DORA Internal Auditor Course is of course specifically intended for internal auditors because DORA Article 6 specifically requires financial entities to perform internal audit by skilled and knowledgeable internal auditors, and this kind of a course is the best way for auditors to prove their knowledge. And this internal auditor course usually lasts 2 or 3 days. Now, the purpose of this DORA Lead Implementer course is to teach you how to lead the DORA compliance project, but also how to manage a compliance program once a company becomes compliant with DORA. And some course providers actually call this course DORA Lead Manager course, but in fact these 2 courses are basically the same. This Lead Implementer course is typically intended for security officers in financial entities, compliance managers, project managers, but also for consultants who want to offer their services towards a financial entity. And this course is the lengthiest, usually it lasts around 4 or 5 days. Now, if you want to get a certificate from any of these courses, typically it works like this. You have to attend all the lessons. For some of these courses, Lead Implementer course, you also have workshops that you have to attend, and then you have to go for a written exam. After you pass this exam, then you'll get your certificate. Now, how do you choose a training provider to take a course from? And there are basically 3 criteria to make a decision. The first one is reputation. So basically, how did the other students mark this course provider, and in general, how popular this course provider is. Second criteria is quality. So how good is this course instructor and how well he or she presents the knowledge to you so that you can understand all these topics in an easy way. And the third criteria is accreditation. Accreditation means that there is an independent body which verified that this course provider delivers a high quality courses. And it doesn't really matter which accreditation this course provider has, as long as there is some kind of an accreditation. And you might be in a dilemma whether to take an online course or a classroom type course. And in fact, there are 3 types of courses. There is this classroom type course where you have to go to a physical location and there go through all the lessons and workshops with an instructor. And there is also this live online course where you join the course through, let's say, Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and then in real time the instructor takes you through the whole course material. And the third type are these pre-recorded online courses where you basically watch the videos at your convenience. And you should basically decide which type of course to go for based on your availability. If you have enough time to dedicate to actually go for a classroom type course, then this might be the best decision, especially if you have a course provider near you. On the other hand, if there are no course providers near you, then you can go for this live online course, providing that you are in the same time zone as the course provider. But if you don't have, let's say, a couple of days in a row to go for a live course, then you can go for this pre-recorded online course, and then you can dedicate maybe 1 or 2 hours per day to complete the whole course. Okay, let's see now how these 3 courses differ in terms of lessons. So let's see their curriculum. And I'm showing you now these courses here from Advisera, but basically all the other training providers have very similar structure of these courses. For DORA Foundations course, let's see the curriculum. So you can see here that there are 6 modules, and these 6 modules basically focus on explaining the basics of DORA
DORA and all the key aspects of DORA. So module 1 is around what is DORA, who needs to comply, and some other general information including these regulatory technical standards, also main requirements, implementation steps, DORA documentation, training and awareness, and so on. And you can also see that these lessons also have these references to DORA articles, but also to these CDRs. CDR is Commission Delegated Regulation. Basically, this is a regulatory technical standard. Now let's move on to module 2. It's about key concepts in governance and IT risk management. So governance responsibilities, ICT risk management framework, top-level policy, digital operational resilience strategy, how to deal with functions and assets, risk assessment, learning and evolving, measurement, monitoring and controlling of the ICT system, internal audit, follow-up corrective actions, report on the review of ICT risk management framework, and main elements of this simplified risk management framework. Now, when we go for module 3, this is about cybersecurity measures, so policies and procedures for ICT operation security, capacity performance management, data system security, network security, information in transit, encryption, human resources policy, identity management, access control, physical and environmental security, ICT systems, acquisition, development and maintenance, project management, change management. When we go for module 4, this is about identifying anomalous activities, fixing vulnerabilities, handling incidents, so logging, detecting anomalous activities, vulnerabilities, patch management, updates, incident management process, classification of ICT incidents, and reporting. And then module 5 about business continuity and resilience testing, starting from this top-level ICT business continuity policy, BIA, so business impact analysis, RTO, RPO, backup restoration, secondary processing site, ICT response, business continuity recovery plans, crisis management, digital operational resilience testing, testing of ICT tools and systems, and this threat-led penetration testing. And finally, module 6, this is about ICT third-party risk management, selecting critical ICT service providers, risk assessment, contracts with these providers, register of information, monitoring, inspection and audit, exit strategies, and finally government oversight of critical ICT service providers. So basically this is how this Foundations course is organized. Now let's see Internal Auditor course. Let's go for curriculum. As you can see here, the first 6 modules are exactly the same. So basically it's an explanation of DORA, whereas these modules 7 to 10 explain how you actually perform an internal audit. Let's see module 7, internal versus external audit, the main purpose of internal audit, ISO requirements for internal audits. And by the way, DORA does not specify how you perform internal audit, so this is where we display the best practices from ISO standards in this regards. Criteria for selecting internal auditors, audit findings, nonconformities, observations, major and minor nonconformities. In module 8, how you organize the audit, internal audit procedure, internal audit program, audit plan for individual audit, and then in module 9, internal audit elements, so document review, creation of the internal audit checklist, internal audit report, corrective action requests and the follow-up. And then in module 10 is about the main audit, starting from audit assumptions, techniques for finding evidence, sampling the records, recording the evidence, interviewing techniques, remote audits, and auditing integrated management systems. When we go for Lead Implementer course, then you will see that you also have these 6 modules which explain DORA itself, whereas modules 7 to 11 are specific for the Lead Implementer course. Module 7, getting the project approved, so assessing your situation, and then some lesson for consultants, how to get more sales meetings with prospects, how to get the interest of top management in your project, how to present the project, and other techniques for presenting, and also for consultants, how to write a great proposal. And then Module 8, how to prepare for the implementation, defining the scope, key stages, tips for project management, estimating the project, communication during the project, use of tools, defining roles and responsibilities, what project managers should be careful about, project documentation, writing a project plan and a kickoff meeting. And then module 9, implementation of a compliance program, so executing the project work assignments, managing the work assignments and resources, enabling smooth project execution, gathering information and recommending changes, introducing documentation and changes in day-to-day use, and overcoming the resistance to change, which is unfortunately very often the case. Module 10 is about monitoring, controlling when completing the project. So verifying and issuing a status report, communication about the project status, monitoring, controlling, internal audit, management review purpose, management review preparation and execution, and acceptance and implementation closure. And the final module 11 is about maintaining the compliance program. So maintaining compliance, improving compliance program, top management leadership and example, keeping the compliance program updated, follow-up audit. So this is how these three courses differ from each other. They have these first 6 modules the same in all of them. Foundations course does not have anything extra. Internal Auditor course has these internal audit modules, and Lead Implementer course has these extra Lead Implementer modules.
Okay, I hope this was helpful. And to sign up for these Advisera's free courses, you can click the link in the description below, and you'll be able to go through all these lessons for free, and you would have to pay only for the exam if this is something that you decided to go for. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss any of my new videos, and I publish videos every week. Thanks for watching.